Hello. It's been about 2 weeks in practicing Beethoven's second sonata in A major, and it's quite okay. And I want to show you how I practice basically when I'm doing a practice session. So what I will do at first is I will play through a movement or through a few pages and find the parts that are still problematic, where I still need to focus my attention. And I will find about three parts in the sonata that still need my attention, and then I will do something that is called an interleaved practice session, which means I don't focus my attention on one problem for a long period of time. Instead of doing that, I will focus on one problem, let's say about 3 minutes to 5 minutes, and then I jump to the next problem, also only for 3 or 5 minutes. And then I jump to the third problem for 3 or for 5 minutes. And then I will do that all over again. So for about half an hour, I usually time my practice sessions. I will jump from one problem to the next, which is, the reason for that is because my brain won't get bored, and I won't get stuck on a certain problem. And jumping around between the problems means that my brain will have to focus every time I go to the next problem. It needs to be alert again. So this is one way of practicing that works very well to learn something quicker than if you focus or if you block a certain amount of time and only focus on one problem. So let's say I have one thing that still is very difficult and tricky is the left hand in the third movement during that part. So you heard I slowed down at the part that is difficult. The difficulty here is that you have these arpeggios of a certain harmony. In this case, it's E major most of the time, and the stretch in the left hand is quite large. So you have a stretch of about a tenth, then an octave, and this jump. So that this jump is pretty tricky because you need to play in the right hand, of course, and focus on the jump. So what I will do is of course, practice slowly. Make sure that before you hit the key, you know the note in your head that you want to hit. This part is especially difficult. experience now is that I get stuck at some parts here, and I can't focus anymore. So I will jump to something else. The trills in the left hand of the second movement in this part here. So Beethoven writes two voices in the right hand. So the first voice is, and the second voice under that is, and to play that together in one hand is pretty difficult with the trill. So what I do is I play the part where the trill comes in the right hand. So what I practice now is taking over the right hand voice with the left hand. And then back. So again, the whole thing. So now I'll jump to a third part, which is the 16th triplets in the first movement. So they need to be very quickly and should sound very effortlessly. So there's a trick. Glenn Gould did that quite often during his practice sessions, which is called finger tapping. So what you basically will do is you put the hands that should play in the correct position. In this case, when I start down there, at the end we have this line. And this should be very effortless. So one tip that you can use is, like I said, finger tapping, which means you get in position with the hand, and what you do is the hand stays relaxed, and you use your other hand and tap with your fingers on the finger that should play. So the fingers that should play need to be relaxed and should not move at all. The only thing is that the that the other hand is pushing down the fingers quickly. You can do this with both hands. The reason behind this finger tapping is so that the fingers itself stay relaxed during the very quick movement. It should come as a reflex, those quick playing of those scales. It should be like a reflex. And with the finger tapping, you can simulate that reflex in the fingers that play. And so on. So now I've practiced 3 parts in the sonata that still gives me problems, and I will start again with the first problem that I started with, which was the left hand in the last movement, in this part here especially. Where is it? Most of the time when you do these interleaved practice sessions, you will see that once you played with a problem about 3 to 4, 5 minutes, then you move on to a next problem and then to a next, and then come back to the first problem, you realize that all of a sudden it's much easier to play. And if you do that continuously in your practice sessions, you split up a session into different problems and repeat them after each other and then start all over again, you will see you will get better much quicker than if you would just block a certain amount of time, like half an hour just for one problem. All right, I hope that helped. I'll see you soon next time. Bye.